Hi, my lovelies. It is Tuesday, February 5th, and this week we are talking about college and college life and how we are surviving this 4 years of ramen noodles and studying. No, but seriously, college, it's my second year right now, and I feel like the greatest lesson that I've learned so far is to balance everything out and to find time to do everything. And I know that sounds impossible to do, but that is the greatest lesson I can tell, and the biggest advice I can tell you so far is just find time to balance your life out, whether it's academics or your social life or your work life or your, romantic life, anything. Just balance it out and don't deprive yourself of anything, basically, really. Like, for example, um, I work almost full time. I do 30 something hours a week. I go to school full time. I'm a double major in physics and computer science, hence the Einstein poster behind me. Tried I I have to keep a couple scholarships which need for my GPA to be above like 3 point something, so I got to keep on top of the game constantly. But at the same time, I feel like I go crazy if I don't socialize with people, if I don't go out, if you don't have fun. So I guess basically what my biggest advice and one of my biggest thing to do is do whatever makes you happy while getting an education, but make sure that that education is something that you want. Just don't go to college for something just because everybody else is doing it. If it's something you love, if it's something that you really want to do, go for it. And don't half-ass it. Don't deprive yourself of education. Go full-heartedly. Don't, I know it sounds super cliched, but give it your 110% on your studies. But at the same time, again, don't deprive yourself of friends and family and everything, because at the end, those are the people that are going to be there. And just find something that you love to do and find people to do it with. Like if that is going to frat parties and getting wasted, every night. If that is, well, not every night, you have to kind of concentrate on your studies every weekend. Or if that is, playing video games, if that is joining the film society and making movies, if that is, for me, well, it's for me, going to concerts or the movies or movie reviews like I do, then do it. If you like going to book signings, go to book signings. Find people that like to do that and just do it with them. But at the same time, you're paying thousands of dollars for an education, so don't miss that opportunity and become friends with your professors. Like, learn, make sure they know who you are. Tell them, look, this is what I want to do. If you have anything that can help me, I'm open for it. If that is volunteering, if that is anything you want, just let me know what I can do to advance myself. And yeah, you have no idea how much that helps. But I know, sounds cliched, work hard, play hard, but really that is the biggest advice I can tell you after 2 years. Just do it and don't half-ass anything. If you are going to go for something, you better, go all or nothing. I know I should be a motivation coach, but yeah, that's basically it. And don't waste your money. Don't spend it on things you don't need. But at the same time, I know this is so contradictory. At the same time, spending on something that you love. Like I spend, I do spend a lot of money on concert tickets, but I love going to see bands, and I love, meeting people and talking and becoming friends with people on Tumblr or concerts and traveling. Because let's face it, you are only going to be, what, 19, 20, 20 something once in your life. And if you spend it hide up in a room, just not seeing sunlight for days, then you're going to miss out on so many experiences. However, if you spend your life wasting all this money on education that you don't appreciate it, then you're still wasting it. So I just work hard, play hard. That's my motto. That's the biggest advice I can tell you. But yeah, talking about having fun in concerts and working hard, the greatest thing for okay, I'm a big fangirl. I love my Doctor Who, I love my Harry Potter. But for the past couple months, I've been in an Ed Sheeran hole. And that happens to me. I get obsessed with an artist, and then I move on to the nearest artist that I like. Happened with Vampire Weekend. It happened with Lady Gaga for a little bit. But for the past couple months, since September, I've been kind of obsessing over Ed Sheeran and that little ginger. Oh my god. So this this was like a fangirl's dream come true. I worked. It was last Friday, the 25th, I think. This was last couple, almost 2 weeks ago. Um, so I go to work. Go to work 6 hours. Get off like at 10. Then pick up my friend who lives up like north of Cincinnati, and I live just south of Cincinnati, so like 40-minute drive. Anyways, I gotta speed this up. So I go pick her up, and we were supposed to go to this party. But I got an idea. I'm like, hey, Ed Sheeran just finished playing. What if I don't? What if I just go and try to like wait outside, like, and get a picture with him? So I pick her up. I'm like, guess what we're doing tonight? And she's like, what? And I'm like, we are getting a picture with Ed Sheeran tonight. And she's like, cool, let's do it. I'm like, cool. So we go to Bogart's, and there's tons of people waiting outside the venue, and I'm kind of heartbroken because I didn't get to see him live, and because the tickets sold out, and I didn't win any contest or anything, so I was like, okay, I could, if I get a picture, an autograph, or whatever, I'll be fine. So we get to Bogart's, and she checks Twitter, and she's like, he tweeted something that he was celebrating somebody's birthday. So she's like, he's not here. So then 2 seconds later, she's like, dude, he is at Hooters right now. So, like, we had two decisions right now. We could either, one, go to a party with friends, or two, take a chance and see if Ed Sheeran was at Hooters. So she's like, okay, he has to be nearby. So what's the closest Hooters to Clifton? And if you live in Cincinnati, you know that Newport on the Levee is the closest Hooters. So we're like, okay, let's go. So we go to Hooters. And we're just taking a shot in the dark. If that kid's not there, we're going to have to stop there and eat and have an awkward two girls just sitting there at Hooters. So we're like, okay. So, but sure enough, he was there. And imagine seeing like this artist that you've been obsessed about just at Hooters. And I know this sounds like we're stalkish, but what else was there to do on a Friday night than to see if we can get a picture with Ed Sheeran out of all people? So we walk in there and we try to play it cool. We're like, yeah, we're waiting for some guy friends. We're all gonna go and hang out. So we're like, we had a big table for like 4 or 5 people, and it's only two of us, and it was like the most awkward Hooters experience because there's like the college bros, in the by the bar, just enjoying like the girls, and then there's like the drunk, lonely guys, and then there's like Ed Sheeran posse, like pussies, like posse, just sitting there, and then there's us, two college girls, just sitting there like, yep, we came here for the curly fries and the chicken wings. So we try to play. We seriously try to play this the coolest thing. We're like, we want some chicken wings and this and this. Like we're like, yeah, we're going to a party after this. We're just meeting some people here. So and internally, I am freaking out. I'm like, Ed Sheeran is here, like 10 feet away from me. What do I do? So then, after we got our booth, I go outside to call, out of all people, my mother. I gotta call my mother and tell her that Ed Sheeran is here, and I'm gonna stalk him, I guess. So I call her up, and I'm like, Mom. And she's like, oh my god, you are insane. I'm like, I know, but it's him. So then, when I'm checking my phone outside, the only other person that is out there smoking a cigarette, just chilling there, is Ed Sheeran, out of all people. And we're like the only ones outside. So imagine me as the biggest fangirl just sitting there. This is like you can't even dream up this shit. Okay, so I'm just sitting there like, is this really happening? And so I go up to him, and I'm like, I'm calm. I came here for the chicken wings. I totally came here for the chicken wings to Hooters, and I'm just, he like saw me. He's like, this bitch is gonna try to freak out on me. So I go up to him like, hey, you are Ed Sheeran, aren't you? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, can I get a picture? He's like, yeah, sure. He's like, and internally I'm like screaming like, oh my god, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. So his friend comes out. He's like the cute little British accent. He's like, can you take a picture for me? And I was there like, oh my gosh. And she's like, yeah. And at this point, like outside, I am the coolest person. I'm like, yeah, me and my friend came here to meet a couple people, and we're like, holy shit, that's Ed Sheeran. I'm gonna see if it's cool to get a picture with him. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, cool. But inside, I'm like, oh my god. So I got a picture with him, and it made my life, and he was really nice. And then the funny thing about it was that as we were taking these pictures, six teenage girls just like walking, like trying not to like freak out. They're like, oh my god. We're like walking in the restaurant, and we're outside at this point by the river in Cincinnati, where you can see the river. And they didn't see him, so they just walked past him, and he just chilling there in his hoodie, just like, yeah, cool. So yeah, that is my little meeting with Ed Sheeran, and yeah, and his friends like passed out in the booth. I guess it was a birthday boy, and they like drew on his face and like all this stuff. And I tried to get a. I was like, cause I thought it was like they didn't seem like rock stars like on Twitter. Like cause me and my friend were on Twitter, and they were on Twitter, and they kept like putting like, all I know is about that I ended up in a Hooters in Cincinnati with a stripper, like with straws in my hair and like drawings and stuff, and they make it sound like it was such a rock star weekend. And like we were there at the restaurant, it was just a bunch of guys just chilling there and drawing on some poor guy that passed out. But yeah, that's what happened. Oh, and then as we were leaving, so we were leaving, and his table was by the exit, so we were like leaving. And I'm like, if I don't talk to him, I'm never gonna forgive myself. Cause this is like, when will you see like the artist that you've been like obsessing over about? When do you meet him? And when there's nobody else around, when you have a chance to talk to him. So I go up to him, and his friend is passed out on the table when he's drawing. And and they're all just looking at his friend. Because it's funny, because there's this guy passed out with like a dick drawn on his face. And I stand there, and I start laughing because like that's the funniest thing. I'm like, yeah, I'm just sitting here, you watching Riz OK's face with Ed Sheeran next to me, and I'm like, can I get a picture? And I guess he assumed that I wanted to get another picture with him. He's like, yeah, sure, sure. I'm like, oh no, I wanted to get a picture of your friend's face, and he's like, oh, sorry, no, you can't embarrass him. I'm like, so then I started laughing, and I'm like, dude, that's fucked up. Like, why would you do that to your friend? Like, how would you feel if he did that same to you? He's like, no, he did that, he started laughing. He's like, yeah, that is rather fucked up. Yeah, they do that to me all the time. I'm like, well, nice meeting you. And I'm super calm. I'm like the calmest little, like, most, like, classy. I was so proud of myself. I'm like completely cool about it. And we were having like a nice conversation about his friend being passed out on the table, and some guy just laughing because I made it, because I was like, dude, that's fucked up. He's like started laughing, and I guess that's his other opening act. So it was it was weird because I just like was talking to like everybody. It was like at the Ed Sheeran concert, and I didn't even go to the Ed Sheeran concert. I was like, we just saw the right tweet at the right time, and we were 2 minutes away from the Hooters in Cincinnati. And yeah, because we were going to a party in Covington, and if you know anything about Cincinnati, is that it's like everything's so like all those neighborhoods are so close by, and I was like, oh my, this you cannot dream this shit up. I could never like have thought that was gonna happen, and it was like the greatest fangirl moment. But yeah, oh, I'm sorry, excuse my French. I've been talking for 15 minutes, and half the conversation that I talked to wasn't even about college. But this is just an example of if you don't live your life, if you don't balance anything out, you won't get these experiences like meeting a British pop star in Cincinnati. Alright, oh, did I show you the pictures? I don't know. But yeah, I got a picture. You can't see it, but yeah, that's me with Ed Sheeran. I'm recording this at 11 at night because, again, I have school in the morning and work at night, like any college student. Well, love your faces. I will see you next week, and I will make sure to watch all your videos. Bye! And Doug, I made this in one take. One take. Bye.